Why hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I am your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield, and today I have something very cool to show you, which I may have gotten for a Christmas present from the families. And thank you them, and you guys gotta check this out, okay? So this is something I've been looking at for a long time. I'm gonna bring you guys in a little bit here. Woo! Get you a little bit closer there, all right? All right, so what I have here to show you guys today is a fantastic keyboard. Sorry, I didn't mean not to bump the camera there, but let's check it out. So this keyboard is from the company Drop. There it is, the information and stuff. All right, you can check it out. So let's go ahead and open this up. Woo! I'm so excited to show you guys this. Okay, I'm excited. I haven't even really used the keyboard yet. So for one, I love the wrapping that they have a map of Middle Earth, and here's the back, just so you kind of can see it real quick. There you go. All right, and now let's bring out the keyboard. So it says Drop here, their famous brand. Now, I actually got this on sale, okay? So my family, they were asking me what I want for, Christmas, and I was like, hey, this is on sale. And they were like, okay. So they got that for me, and I was very excited. So here it is. Ho, ho, ho. So this is a Dwarven keyboard, if you didn't already catch it, okay? I'm gonna actually probably bring you even closer in here, so you guys can really have a good look at this keyboard, okay? So I have a nice new little camera stand, but I'm still getting used to it. There we go. Let's do that, and then rotate you guys down just slightly. Whoop. There we go. Okay, so let's check this thing out. So it's pretty darn cool. The first thing I noticed when I got this keyboard is how amazingly heavy it is. Okay, so this thing is heavy. All right, it's so heavy, but it is absolutely gorgeous, and it has the best key responses. Oh my gosh. So this key, again, I will link this in the description for you where you can buy this. I believe I got this one through their company through Amazon, because a lot of companies sell through that. But I also think that this was sells on their own site as well. It is amazing. Now there's a couple extra things underneath that I'm going to show you in a moment. So I'm going to move the box away for just a second so I can set the keyboard here. I don't want it to block my light, so we're just gonna move that as far over there as I can without, I'm doing it. I'm knocking over all my lights. It's a little bit challenging, my little area here, when I have larger items to review. All right, so what we got is, again, it feels so good. Now, the thing is, if I'm typing, it's gonna make the camera bounce a little bit. So there. So it is fast, responsive. Oh my gosh. So from a feeling of typing, it's really nice. Now, I'm not used to the best ever keyboards. Okay, so anyway, it's really nice. If you've noticed, the first thing that it's in Dwarven. Okay, so a lot of things are in Dwarven. So we have like the letter O, and then it's symbol of O. Now, the interesting part about this is some of the letters, these ones I believe are more correct to the... There's a couple different versions of Dwarven that Tolkien did. So I just have to say this real quick. By the way, I just love this Durin, the 7 stars, and then the Durin helm like that he saw on the Lake Mirror. Oh, Durin the Deathless. And then also up here, if I bring it up close, we have a little tiny dragon like Smog, and then you can kind of see, look at these fantastic, there's a ring of power. That's so cool. And control, I guess that's delete. Is that, let's see, it's on the bottom here. Control, Alt, well, that must be delete then, right? No, it deletes over here. What am I saying on a keyboard? No, that's tab. I'm like, I'm in the wrong spot. But it kind of cool because they have, if you notice, if I pull it like this, do you guys see how it has the Dwarven runes, but right underneath, just layered, it has menu, alt, control. It like tells you what they are still. So it's kind of a neat keyboard because you kind of teach you how to like learn this stuff, right? Let's see, can I come even closer for you guys? Yes, I can. There we go. Beautiful. But yeah, isn't that just the absolute coolest? I just love this so much, this one right here. That is so cool. But then we also have, you know, the shift. This is, again, the Durin helm, like right here. There's also a little anvil as well, if you see that right there, under there. It's the same symbol. It's the top of the door of Durin, I believe, or the Moria doors, the Holland Gate, a lot of other things. The doors of Durin in the Moria opening. So, and again, if you notice, we have some different symbols, capital thing. Again, remember, these are originally Viking runes. Now, if you listen to any Viking scholar, these Viking runes have multiple, and just don't mind Sandy in the background. He heard someone outside, so we're gonna ignore that. You know, I asked my dogs, I'm like, guys, can you just be quiet for one recording? And they're like, no, man, we don't do that. They'd have to, all your subscribers have to know we're here. I was like, okay, fine. But anyway, it's probably not that loud. But the the Vikings, what I was saying, the Viking scholars with Viking runes, they were used in many different ways, the same symbols. So like they'd be different letters and stuff. This wasn't the case all the time. There were some more consistent languages of them, but Tolkien took them and turned them into Dwarven runes, right? For his Dwarven language, which makes sense because dwarves are also a spin-off the Norse legends. That's where kind of the idea came from of dwarves originally, where Tolkien kind of got the inspiration to start making the race of dwarves, even though he's the kind of the father of the fantasy dwarves we think about as Tolkien, because they were a little different in a lot of Norse mythology. But I do find it really, really cool that we have all these different keys with the different runic letters. Now, again, like I was saying, Tolkien himself, and I'll finish up with this so I don't bore you, actually did several versions of Dwarven. So I told you in the past that I could write in Dwarven. I'm going to make you guys a lore video on that. You can check it on the playlist later. It might already be there. But you have to remember that the version I know is a direct letter to English letter translation, and it was called something Hobbit or Dwarven or something. I forget the exact name. I will make a video on that later for you guys, a lore video, or a lesson video, whatever. It'll be on one of my playlists. But this is it's pretty cool, but this, I think, is based off the actual Dwarven language letters, which is based off Khazad-dûl, which is far more complicated because it's not based letter for letter like in that other one. It is based off, you know, their whole dialect, which is so different than English. It's actually based off Hebrew, is what Tolkien, you know, Tolkien was a language scholar, right? And I think that's fascinating. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that. So anyway, it's kind of cool because you can learn these things. But again, I know some of these symbols, but the version of Dwarven I know is the one that is letter for rune to English. So some of these won't work, but like O, that's my O normally that I use. And this one, normally I'd make that would be a double E. But again, that's been E. I've learned that one too. I mean, it's cool. It's really cool how they did this, and you have all the Dwarven runes. It just looks fantastic. And I like that they still have the regular letters. Now, I want to show you the other things real fast before we finish here that are inside the undercase. So let's just move this over for a moment, and let's bring the case back over. Whoop. And underneath, we have a couple other things. So it comes with, obviously, a cable, so you can plug it in your computer and use it, because that would be weird not to have. We have a little drop entry system. Key shows you all the keys and the default things. I mean, that's very nice. That's good. Yeah, nice little quality card too. What we got on the back here. Installation startup, just how to do it. You know, the basic stuff. Plug your keyboard in. It should run. And then we have a little device here. This is for helping you take the keys off and replace it with the other keys, which I find very, very nice that they added that. And here's the best part. So remember that spacebar that wasn't quite as thrilling? They also give this particular version I bought. I will try to link the right version for you guys, but double check this because they sell different versions. This one came with the Dwarven spacebar that has actually it's upside down, sorry, Dwarven runes there, okay? And it came with a couple others, right, of Dwarven quality here. And we also have the Eye of Sauron, right, which, again, Tolkien depicted it as an eye, even though the eye in the movie is technically not really correct. And then we have orange keys here. So that's pretty cool because I could take these and I could easily replace the ones I have on there, which, I mean, I'm probably gonna do because I'd rather have the orange color in there. Personally, some people maybe don't want to have that extra color in there, but I want that extra color in there. So basically, let's see. This one's usually for helping take off the regular ones. So, but I think I can use it to also help pop off this one. Let's see here. Usually they just pop right off, but I don't want to break my brand new keyboard. So we will just real quick here, I will look up an example. All right, so now I know how to do it. So basically you just carefully, you want to see how it looks that there's like a cross there. You want to carefully take it out. So for example, we're going to focus on doing this one right here right now. So basically I'll just show you how. So you just put it over real carefully, make sure it's kind of holding on to more than one side. You can kind of see it. And then if you kind of just squeeze and pull straight up carefully, it should just come right off. Whoop, see? Like that. So there's the bottom one, and now I can replace it with the orange ones, which I'll do these ones first. Now the trick is, which one is the right one? I don't know if they actually say it underneath. They don't, but usually you can just compare the shape. All right, so this one was the lower one. This one is the upper one. Okay, so it has kind of a weird... Okay, it's this one. This is definitely the same shape. So I'm going to assume that you just take it and press it on there. And then, boop. Not, you don't even have to press very hard. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, so now I've got that one on there. And then if I want to replace the lower one, which looks like it is this one, I just press it on and it's gonna close it, and then you can kind of feel it go on. There we go. Ta-da! Very nice, very nicely done. So I'm assuming with the big one, they're usually a little different than the other ones. I don't think if you just pull straight up, you might actually just pull straight up with it too, the way it's designed. Let's see if I can get it off carefully here. We'll do it for the video so you guys can kind of see. Yes, okay, so it's also just a pull straight up. And then just be careful. I would be careful doing it little by little on both sides. And be gentle, guys. Don't break your brand new keyboard. So, we'll get it up there and the little whoop. So it is the same. So if we look underneath, it actually is just, again, the little, like, the little different, I don't know, little Phillips head things. Little crosses there, right? So now with the regular, I'm replacing this one. So it was like this to go on. So that means, well, the words help with this one, right? Similar bottom here. So you just want to get it on. And remember, these are going to drop. They're always going to drop, the button press. So don't be afraid to just carefully put it over. There's some lineup things on here so you can kind of get the circles into that. So it's not impossible to put on. All right, and then I should just be able to line it up perfectly and press straight down. Okay, and then, there we go. There it is. Okay, perfect, I did it right. Everything's good, we didn't break it, woo! No, it's good. Oh, sorry, I'm shaking the camera. So there we go. Pretty nice. I definitely like the orange. I believe this one, I don't remember what this is supposed to be. I think this might supposed to be this button. I think it looks a lot like the same shape. I think that's so if you want to do orange here and do the eye. But I kind of like the dragon, so we'll see. I like that it's orange, but I think I'll keep the dragon. So this one might just be he might just sit right there just to look cool. You know, no one will ever know it's not a key. Someone will go to press it and then, okay, sorry, I'll stop. All right, there we go. So anyway, my friends, thanks so much for checking this keyboard out with me. I am static. By the way, you're probably asking, what does the back look like, Zollin? Okay, I'll show you real quick. All right, so again, there's what it looks like with the button off. Let's flip it around carefully. What do we have on the back here? We have Drop Lord of the Rings. It does have two little rubber pads on both the right and bottom side to kind of give it some traction. Very heavy duty steel on the back here. And these have a little bit of rubber on them as well, but you can also flip them up just like any keyboard to have a little bit of lift, right? If you like your back of your keyboard lifted slightly. So now you can tell there's a little bit of lift on the back, which is nice. I honestly don't really care. It's not a huge difference. It does help a little bit, actually. You can kind of see the difference there. But overall, it's a nice keyboard. It's a very nice keyboard. If you're into, especially if you're into the kind of keyboards that are designed, what is it? Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the term right now. But mechanical kind of feel. It feels like the mechanical feel. You can hear it a lot. That's the only thing I would probably say a negative to the keyboard is that even with the microphone a good like half a foot away, I'm sure you can hear this, right? It's probably pretty easy to hear. But again, it feels amazing to type on. It just feels like you're like, I don't know, this is weird because I've never actually used one. I'm way too young for this. But you know those old writer typing keyboards, right? That people would do with the ink and have the little things that would, and like you'd like ding and press it, right? Is that it? I'm trying to think of it. It was also just called a writer's keyboard, right? Oh gosh, I can't think. Typewriter. That's what I'm looking at. That's the word. Typewriter. Those things. We used to have an antique in our family that we could use. That was a usable working one. And I love those things. It had such a great feel when you hit the keys. They were heavy. They bounce back really nicely, that kind of thing. Well, I must say, they're not as heavy, these keys, as a typewriter, but they have a good feel to them, but they press very quickly. So if you're a gamer, now personally, I'm not going to be using this keyboard for heavy gaming because my keyboards, I do my best to take care of my keyboards, but the fact that I'm pressing buttons so fast, I'd be afraid I'd just break this. So I'm going to keep this for typing and doing other things, and then just being a fun piece to have. Because I have another gaming keyboard that I actually have a secondary side on it that has an MMO side, which I don't know if I've showed you in the past, but it's called a Merc Stealth. I wish they still sold them. They're amazing. I'd buy a new one in a heartbeat, but I've taken really good care of it for like 12 years. So this is a very nice keyboard. I approve. But I am not at all sponsored in this video. Just throwing that out there so people don't think I'm sponsored. All right, there we go. And let's put the last orange key on there. And there it is. There it is, my friends. The wonderful keyboard. I am quite happy with this keyboard. I think it is amazing. Again, I highly recommend. And technically, this key can also go here. You want a little bit more color. I forgot I had that one. All right, so I think what we'll do is, yeah, anyway, it is pretty darn cool. And then I will see you guys. I'm just going to leave it on top for a minute. I will see you guys in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Baruch Kazad Kuzad I menu. Stay happy, my friends. Thanks to my Patreon showing right up here in the corner. I appreciate your guys' support and help. And you guys for liking and subscribing and leaving comments. It means a lot. You guys are super encouraging. And I will keep bringing you Lord of the Rings reviews of collectibles and replicas and lore videos and gaming and voiceovers and all the stuff we do. See you in the next one, my friends.